All right, so we'll start it now. So, first off, how does it feel to be back with the Philadelphia Eagles?
Oh, it feels great. I mean, this is really where I was hoping that I would wind up. We knew it was kind of a toss up. You get in a situation like this where you've been released, you can't really know at any point in time where you're going to be or what's going to happen. A lot of it was dependent on the rehab, but I was really fortunate to be able to stay here in Philadelphia for the rehab process, and I feel really really blessed to be back with the team.
How did the rehab go? I mean, what did you do a lot during your time off with the team?
Back injuries generally tend to do a lot of stabilization, a lot of core stabilization, and abdominal strengthening. So just a lot of that. We got a little bit more football intensive towards the end, trying to do things that were a little bit more related to actually playing football, since we figured that's what we were going to get back into pretty soon. But it was, it was pretty normal stuff. A lot of stretching, a lot of random exercises that I don't think you would ever do in any normal daily workout.
Okay, we got another guy. If you don't mind, I ask you a quick question. Hanskin, are you there?
Yeah, I am. Thanks for being on. And congratulations on making back to the NFL, first of all.
Thank you.
And my question is just on the Eagles as a whole, with just mainly about Nick Foles as a quarterback. What qualities do you think Nick possesses that make him a Super Bowl quarterback?
I think Nick's a great leader. The one thing that you really look for in your quarterback is leadership. We talk about how it's, you got 11 guys on the field at any one time, and it's very true that no one man makes a team. But at the same time, there's a very good reason that quarterbacks tend to go early in drafts, while oftentimes, the top 10 or the first round is chock full of quarterbacks. Because that leadership quality, they're the one person who touches the ball on every play, aside from the center. For Nick, he's very calm, he's very composed, he's very intelligent, extremely hard worker, meticulous in his details, and he is a great leader. You get on the field, nothing rattles him, and he's just very consistent. And I think that those are really the qualities that more than anything, more than a good 40 time or the huge arm to throw those home run balls. The leadership, the consistency, the willingness to work hard that he has is really what kind of puts him in that upper echelon, I think.
Okay, and one other question: what do you? First off, obviously it's tough not being with the team for a couple weeks. What did you? How was it watching? Because I heard you with Dave Spadaro yesterday. Well, honestly, what was it like watching the game from a fan's perspective compared to being with the guys on the sideline?
It was stressful. I've kind of gotten a little bit more used to that perspective, being out of college and watching my Iowa Hawkeyes play. They have a great challenge for these heart attack games, for games that come down to the final drive or down to the wire, close games that some of them shouldn't be close one way or the other, and they're always right in the thick of it. So for me being a fan, having to watch for a while and kind of study from my couch, it was educational, I think, more than anything else. The stress was there, but at the same time, football is what I do, it's what I love. So for me, watching a game, whether it's an Eagles game or a college game or any other game, I'm always kind of dissecting teams, offenses and defenses, trying to figure out schemes and work with, see what that team is working with, and ways that you could defend something or ways that you could defeat a defense. So it was almost a time for me to grow mentally, having to watch these games, not just being in one system, but kind of studying multiple systems. So that's about as good of an explanation as I can give on that.
Oh, yeah, that's a great explanation. But this team is 5-1 right now. They're tied for first in the NFC East with the Dallas Cowboys. Not a lot of people. I mean, you can always say that the NFL is a very unpredictable league, but not a lot of people predicted the NFC East to be this competitive. A lot of people are saying that the Eagles have had a strength of schedule. They've gotten away with a lot of with some lucky plays. But honestly, this team is, I mean, a yard away from being 6-0 against the 49ers. But you can go the other way and say this team could easily be 1-4. 1-5. I'm sorry. So, what do you say to the people that honestly really criticize this team? And do you believe that this team has what the personnel right now to take it to the next level and get to the Super Bowl?
Well, absolutely. I don't think when you look at the NFL, you look at the general talent pool. To get to the NFL, to make it into an NFL camp takes a certain level of talent and skill, and then you get you compile the best 53 guys onto a team. There are no slouches in the NFL. Every now and then you'll get a blowout game. Most games are decided by a score or two. It's something like on average 4 to 6 games for every team in the NFL is decided by a field goal.
Mm-hmm.
So just to be 5-1 is great at this point. And you're right, it could just as easily be 1-5, but you can say that of a number of teams.
Right.
The team that's going to win the Super Bowl isn't the team that starts hot. It's the team that finishes hot. It's not the team that's the best at the beginning, but you have to be able to play the close games. You got to be a complete team, have the offense, defense, and special teams. If one phase is lacking, then games are going to be closer than maybe they feel like they should. And I think that's kind of what fans are seeing. But I think that you look at the personnel that we have, you look at the coaching staff, you look at the mentality of the team and the attitude, and the way that the offense has progressed from week to week, struggling at first, so many injuries up front on the offensive line, and now starting to pick up some speed again. The defense and special teams are excelling right now, and towards the end of the season, we're going to see this team come together as a complete, cohesive unit. And I really think that when all the pieces fall into place, it's going to be really, really impressive what this team is able to do at the end of the season and into the playoffs.
I really hope so. It's a really good point. What do you think is different? I mean, you were with the squad last year as well, with Chip Kelly in his first year. What's different, not only about Chip Kelly, but what's different about this team compared to last year's team that really won the division and really opened up some eyes with some unexpected play throughout the season?
Well, I think there's a level of comfort and a level of confidence that comes with being in a system for a longer period of time. We're in a day and age now where, coaches get 1 year sometimes and they're done. And I think that's ridiculous. Any system, any scheme takes time to take hold. Players need time in a system. Coaches need time with players. We're very fortunate to be in a place where our ownership in Jeffrey Lurie is very committed to the betterment of the team, and he sees long term, and so do Chip, and so does Howie Roseman. The entire structure of this team is built right now, I think, for long-term success. So while last year, it seemed like things were a little sketchy at first, and the comfort kind of grew with the team, this year is a much greater level of comfort in all areas. And with comfort comes greater execution. With greater execution comes greater confidence. And that's where you see a team like the Eagles this year, who maybe don't have all the pieces in place right now, but are still winning games because everyone has confidence in everyone else. Everyone's playing hard, playing for the man next to them. And that general cohesiveness shows you that the team is really greater than any individual who would happen to go down during the season.
I mean, it's been really. I mean, I agree, and I think that it's been really great how these young offensive linemen have really faced adversity with Jason Kelce going down and Evan Mathis, and even Lane Johnson being suspended for the first 4 games. What are you going to bring to this young offensive line core to help them come along and really just keep playing, improving the way they have? I mean, they didn't let up any sacks against the Giants, and keep improving as Jason Kelce and Evan Mathis get healthier.
Hopefully I'll be able to bring a couple of things. Leadership for one. I've known a lot of these guys for a long time. David Volk and I played at the same time in college, so I'm kind of a little familiar with him from watching him on film and playing against Michigan. I know I can bring a lot of versatility. I was a guard for my entire college career, flipping every year from left to right. I've been a center for about the last 2 years, so I'm comfortable with all three positions. But really right now it's just a matter of me trying to get myself ready to do whatever the team asks of me. I don't know if I'll be needed on special teams. I don't know if they'll need me to step up and fill a role. If God forbid something happens to the offensive line that hasn't already happened, I don't know what could possibly get much worse in terms of injuries and whatnot. But I think that there should be a level of leadership and comfort that comes with me being back, seeing as I was in the system when it started. David Malt's new this year, but he picks things up very quickly. He's incredibly intelligent, very explosive guy. And when you have two eyes on the field from that center position looking at the same thing, probably me from the sidelines and him on the field, you can communicate, you can make adjustments much quicker. And I think that between us and Jeff Starlin, who has done a spectacular job with this offensive line, I think that we'll be able to scheme up some really impressive things that will make it harder for teams to defend our offense.
That's great, and everything. We really hope you guys can spring together a great run in the end. Thanks for being on the show. We really appreciate it, and good luck throughout the year. Really, it's been great so far, and we really look forward to seeing you out there with the Eagles.
Thanks, I really appreciate it. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, we'll talk to you later.
Yep.
Bye-bye.